Hi, and welcome to the monthly channeled messages. My name is Corrie Thorne, the spiritual teacher. I feel like I'm really close to my camera. I'm coming in to do the channeled messages for each and every zodiac sign, even though I'm an energy reader, so I'm reading through the energy and not doing astrology. I choose to do it with the energy for each of the zodiac signs. Please remember, this does not replace any psychological or medical advice that you've been given. It is to be used as entertainment. It's not a personal session. It is not a one-on-one. This is for a collective energy. So this one I'm going to start today because we are in Sagittarius season. I'm going to start with the Sag. So this is for those born under the Sagittarius energy, or you may have, Sagittarius in your moon or ascendant in your ascendant sign. So this is for you. I am starting with my own deck of oracle cards that are still in creation. So the paper is still flimsy because they're still on paper rather than thinner paper rather than the card. And still in creation. I think that's one of your messages of today. I feel like for Sagittarius, there's still a lot of things that's in creation or being created. I do have, I'm going with a 3-card, and it's not exact meanings to my cards. I'm using them with the energy that I'm reading through. And so I got the cosmic beauty, which is coming in reverse, which is an attitude. And so she really truly represents, for me, the way she's coming through is that she represents the divine feminine energy. And sometimes that divine feminine energy can also be the energy of us not really allowing ourselves to be divinely guided. We're trying to be in control of the guiding ourselves. My camera's in a weird spot. I'm sure I don't know where to look. And so this is our heart center. So really, truly living from the emotion. So the attitude is that sometimes you're living from emotion based and from the lower vibrating energy, and not allowing yourself to be guided by the stages of the heart and the expansion of the heart. So all the way from your heart to your human connection to your heart, but also to your highest heart, to the high heart, which also connects us into being able to connect to the God will, to be able to connect to the higher way of being. It is the bridge. So crossing the bridge from lower vibrating energy into higher vibrating energy. This feels like a lot of this is still past energy, and that it's, most of it is cleared, but there's a little bit that's still holding on for you. And December is a time to bring awareness to, so bring awareness to the healing of the heart and the sacral energy. So the orange and the green is what's showing up here. And behind here, you can see like there's more of the ether energy. You see the universal, and you see this cloud of like the reds, the roots, but you also see this darker energy that's back here. And this is more of the purpley. So behind us, sometimes what you're seeing is like, what is behind here in this universal is what we would see if we allowed ourselves to see through our third eye, and not to always hold on to our emotional connections of what we think we see through our human eyes, because our human eyes also lie. Even though we think we see something, even though we think we're reading something, even though we think, it doesn't mean that it's all truth. There's so much more that is happening beyond that experience, and so much more that's happening way beyond that it doesn't open, sometimes we have to be a little more open-minded to what else is happening. It is also a 30, and so that's a 3. So the power of 3 that is unfolding here. And when she's upright and you're looking into her eyes, there's an intensity. There's that heart desire. And I feel like that's the continual for the whole year. That is for the Sagittarius energy, is that no matter what, you've kept going, no matter what you've kept doing, no matter what you've kept going, but there's some emotional residue that is still playing out. And I'm like, oh, where is it coming from? And so benevolence is the card that comes up also in attitude. And it's not that attitude is a bad thing. It's just that, sometimes when we hold on to things, that our attitude seeps out through, and some is a great attitude and some things are not a great attitude. But she's not in inspiration, she's in attitude. Upright, they're in inspiration. So it's like when we're inspiring, when we feel like we're being inspired, or sometimes we're operating from ego, from the self we think we need to be. And so when we think we need to be somebody, or we think we have to show up to be something for everyone else or for someone else, that's the story that's underlying. and that is where this is coming in. So Persephone she was called Persephone. She recently has had a name change, and she's become Madonna. And so that Madonna energy that's with this is that no matter, so when you look, there's two beautiful women here. One is raw, naked. The other one's dressed and colorful and like living her life. And she's, the one in the back is admiring that. But she knows that she's either just coming out of the darkness or just going in. Like she knows she has to go into self. So what she represents back there is traveling in through the soul journey, to have to start taking that. But what takes us to that is often admiration. Is it admiration? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? What takes us to wanting to become something or wanting to make a change? And sometimes other people inspire us. And so for a lot under the Sagittarius energy, you may have been that inspiration for another. You may be inspiring, or somebody else is that inspiration for you. And I feel like the benevolence is that comes with the story I was saying about the Sag being one of the nicest, having this kind, gentle energy. And I feel like and it's another 3. So this is the funny thing about all 3 cards that I did pull. We have 30, 33, and 6. We are operating all in the power of 3s here, in the Trinity, in the mind, body, soul connection, in that awakening into a new truth in December. Finally, coming into that place of what do we need to finish clearing up, to cross over that bridge, to cross that energy, to cross over the story, to cross out, to X out, to be done. And to say that that is no longer where I am. And the card that comes out to add to it is Paisley, which is peaceful perspective. And she's wearing her pink. She's like letting go, but you can see she's still holding on to something over here. Or is that just her hand? So it's cut off for a reason. It's like what we hold on to cuts us off to the possibility of what can be. And so there is some holding back or something that's still there, but it's like there is a sense of when we be honest with ourselves and when we fully let it go, when we fully set it free, when we fully say we're done, when we fully, when we get really honest with ourselves, say, okay, now I'm letting go. And sometimes what we don't realize, what we have to surrender is even so much as the fact that, we have to surrender to sometimes the inabilities that we have or the weaknesses that we have within us. And we fight so hard to not be weak or and to be strong and to be this and to be that. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to fall into, allow ourselves to be weak. We have to allow ourselves to, surrender over. And I know for me in this month, what I've really been working on is surrendering over into the disabling parts of my body that need nurturing and love. And so sometimes it's about when you keep fighting and fighting and fighting to prove to people that you can do everything, that you can conquer everything, that you can do all of that, it's not doing service to you. So there's something within us sometimes that is saying, ow, it hurts, or you're back here again. I didn't want to see you again in your emotions. And why are we there? And what are we holding on to? And is it inspiration or is it attitude? Are we inspired or do we still have some sense of like an unhealthy connection to a thought that we hold on to about why we have to accomplish and why we have to be? And so being at peace, making peace with where things have been, and that self-love, self-nurturing for the rest of the month, for all of December, it is about that self-nurturing. It's about that self-love. It's about you being there for you, being present with you, and just knowing that, doing those last bits of healing through the sacral and the heart connection, and then allowing that third eye to guide you and not so much your human eyes. If you could walk around with your eyes closed and just trust, when you learn to be able to trust beyond the vision of your eyes and allow yourself to see, it's amazing what will unfold for you. It's amazing what you'll see. It's amazing what will start to come through. Let yourself go to that place of just closing your eyes and learning to trust and know that you will be divinely guided when you let go of trying to control, when you let go of trying to be in charge of everything this month, and let the rest of the month play itself out. It has to play itself out. It has to exhaust itself. It's exhausted, it's done. And I just feel like this year is just over. And I'm not going to say, oh, kumbaya, there's a beautiful new year. It doesn't happen that way. But there's an opportunity for us to start to shift gears, to get clear, to step into a kinder way of thinking, to be kinder to ourselves, to be gentler, to not to keep going to the past energy, and to start to not allow ourselves to be so controlled by the unconsciousness, that we are consciously awake and aware to our truth and what we need to do to be the change in us for December. That's the message for Sagittarius energy. Much love. Have a beautiful December and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll see you in January. Bye-bye.